Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to go through exactly what you should be doing as a first step when looking at purchasing a new home or purchasing a new investment property. So if you do not already know, my name is Reid Nicholson, also known as Reid Your Realtor, and I am a licensed real estate agent in the West Michigan area here. In today's video, I am directly talking to first-time home buyers or first-time investors in the West Michigan area here. I am basically going to go through the exact first steps you should be taking when you are considering even entering into the market as a first-time home buyer or entering into the market as a first-time investor. They're kind of a universal first step, so this is exactly what you need to be doing. This is exactly the reach outs you should be having and the conversations that should be taken. The very first thing you should be doing is getting in touch with a local realtor, whether you know them or not, to at least get some basic information. It's important because they're going to help you put together a solid timeline, game plan, and budget, so that when you actually are ready to pull the trigger on purchasing a new home, you have everything in set and lined up and ready to go so that it's a smooth and easy process. On top of coming up with a solid timeline, game plan, and just overall budget for yourself, a realtor should also be helping and guiding you through realistic expectations of what this buying process is going to look like and how it could all pan out with the current market that we are in. So that could look like, hey, can we get seller concessions? Are lowballs happening in the current market, or are we having to give the seller everything they want? Questions like these, they should be answering so that you also know what market you're going to be purchasing this home into. I highly recommend that you reach out to a realtor at least a month or two before you're actually ready to really get serious about searching. This is going to allow the realtor and you to, one, establish a connection with one another, because ideally you want a realtor that you know, like, and trust. Two, it's going to allow you to have a really solid foundation of what you are going to be actually planning on doing, ramping right up into the time where you're going to start looking at homes. And overall, your realtor and you can just continuously build and come up with an updated game plan as you get closer to actually wanting to purchase. And that way, when you are ready, everything's in place, everything's set in stone, and you can go on with putting in offers in a smooth, easy transaction, which ideally is going to put you much farther ahead in that process and ideally give you a better chance at actually winning an offer. So step number 2 in the buying process is going to actually be determining what your budget is. Now, the realtor you decide to team up with, they can absolutely help you with determining the budget. They can give you a general idea, but they cannot give you necessarily the exact specifics on what you can and cannot afford. In order to figure that out, you need to talk with a mortgage lender. More likely than not, the realtor is going to already have an established connection with a highly sought after lender or someone that they know, like, and trust, where they can refer you to that lender to go talk to more, to actually figure out the nitty gritty and dive into your financials to figure out exactly what you can or can't own. If you already have an established lender that you are comfortable with, would like to work with and use, that is also completely fine as well. It's going to, at the end of the day, be more so your preference and who you want to work with than anything else. Now, the mortgage lender that you decide to work with is going to use things like your debts, your savings, and your income to plug into a mortgage calculator, where that's basically going to spit out the numbers and the type of loan that you can afford with your current financial status. This is always called the pre-approval process. Nowadays, especially in West Michigan, you must have a pre-approval letter before you can even start to look at homes. But with that said, once you do have that pre-approval letter, you know what you can afford, you know the exact numbers, and there's not going to necessarily be any surprises. And you can also tell the seller those 3 things, and it makes you that more attractive of a buyer. In a nutshell, that's number 2 in the buying process. You're going to be talking with a mortgage lender, talking with him about your financial status, debt, income, savings, where's that put you in their system for that specific bank, and what kind of products and by products I mean loans. What type of loans? Conventional, FHA, MSHDA, cash if you have cash. But what type of loan can you first qualify for? And then secondly, what kind of monthly payment are you looking at? And those two things are basically what they're looking for to qualify you on, so that you can, so then they can actually spit out a realistic purchase price on a certain home for you. Okay, step number 3, it's time to start your search. Let's go. So you have found a knowledgeable, reputable realtor that you would like to work with, and you've also found a knowledgeable and reputable mortgage lender that you'd like to work with. As a team, you three are going to be working together to get you the home that you're looking for. You've talked with the mortgage lender, you've figured out your budget and exactly what you can and can't afford, and you've talked with your realtor, you've come up with a game plan for how you're going to go about searching for homes, and he or she has also given you very realistic expectations and has also laid out the buying process for you, so you know exactly as best you can what you're walking into once you start bidding on homes. Awesome. Here's where you're at now then. You're ready to start looking at homes. So by now you have the pre-approval letter, you have your realtor, and you have the lender that you're working with on the back end for all things. So now all there is left is to start looking at homes, and that can be whenever you're ready. It doesn't have to be the second you get the mortgage letter or the mortgage pre-approval, and it doesn't have to be the second you meet with a realtor. Once you get past these first 2 steps, it is completely up to you on the timeline you want to start moving about this and how you want to start going about this. Now, again, I do highly recommend that at least a month or 2 before you really want to start hitting the gas pedal on looking at homes, you reach out to a local realtor, get a good feeling, and choose a realtor that you're going to work with. From there, you reach out to a mortgage lender that you want to work with, figure out who that's going to be, and then that way you are completely set up a month in advance before you're even going to start looking, so that you have all your footing on the ground and all you need to be worried about is finding that new home. Okay, so with all of that said, those are the 3 main steps you're going to be looking at when initially starting your new home search or your new investment search. From there, I will make another video on what next steps are and what that looks like. But I do hope that this video gave you some valuable information, or at least a better insight on what exactly to at least start everything with and how to kick off your buying process. I find that a lot of people have questions on this, so I wanted to make the video to kind of clarify all of that and then kind of build off from here. If you would like to know more about the West Michigan area, the market, what real estate's looking like over here, I would love to talk with you. If you are already in the area and are searching for a new home currently, or are getting ready to search for a new home as we kind of are ramping up in 2023 here, I would love to talk with you and just see if there's any way where I can help you or any more information I could possibly provide. At the end of the day, I would like to be considered a resource for potential buyers and sellers in the West Michigan real estate market. So my contact info will be down below, and with all of that said, I do appreciate you watching. Please leave a comment down below if I missed anything or you have any other questions or anything like that. And with all of that said, I'll catch you on the next one. Reid Your Realtor, out.